everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. And so we're doing obviously a review of the NZSX 50 for the week. And what date are we? So that's the week ending the 16th of February. So welcome along. So if you're new to this, remember this is just education only. It's certainly not personalised advice or recommendations or anything like that. If you want to seek advice for your own individual circumstances, then you do need to go and talk to a professional. So without further ado, I'll just share my screen. So as you can see here, I have pulled up just the main index, the S&P NZSX 50, and I have put it over a weekly period. Now, if you're looking up here, you will see that this is for the close on Friday. So it moved up just over $84 basically, or as you can see there, 0.73%. But if you look over at my chart, you can see here that it did actually close down for the week, and it's in fact gapped down ever so slightly. So that's where you can see a bit of a gap forming between the second candle there and obviously the last one indicating last week. Now, the thing for me that I want to keep an eye on, it does look like these moving averages might have started to turn, and that's where the 15-week moving average looks like, and I don't know, but only time will tell us this, but it does look like it could have started to turn. So that's something I definitely want to keep an eye on. If I look at this candle though, that is showing, even though it was down for the week, it's still showing quite a bit of positivity there. You'll see that there's a bottom tail, and there's a reasonable size to that bottom tail, which actually indicates that there are more buyers in the market than what there is sellers. So even though the sellers did win, if you like, for the week, it means that there is still some buying pressure coming in. But if I go further down the chart down here, this is the volume indicators. And what is also quite encouraging, we won't know until it plays out, is the fact that there's very little volume. So even though we've had 2 weeks in a row where the market has sold off, there's very little volume happening. So that too can be a positive indicator, because generally if you start seeing some wild swings, and you can see that through here, you start getting, you get a lot more volume. So as you can see, we've not had a lot of volume for about the last 3 months. So that's something I definitely want to be keeping an eye on. Now, the next thing as well is if I just move down here, I've got an ATR up on the screen. So that's an average true range, and that is a volatility index. So that is just giving me an idea as to how much volatility is in the market. So I've got this over a 21 week period, and as you can see, it's currently sitting at 195. Now, if I take that 195 and divide it by the current share price and put it into a percentage, it's working out at about 1.66%. So that, for me, is still good. Okay, it still means I can continue looking to see for individual stocks that may be appropriate to invest. So all is certainly not lost. You do tend to see as well, you've got a 12,000 mark here, and what can happen as well is markets can sort of test these round figures, and they can sort of fall back a bit, and you've seen that through here. Okay, so that's sort of around July-ish last year. You could see it sort of testing that 12,000 line, and then it bounced back. Obviously, if we go back a little bit earlier, back into February, it got slightly above that, only ever so slightly, and then it came back. So it came back and retested, fell away, it's retested, had a big fall, and now we're back up sort of retesting that area again. If I just put this over the 5-year, it's certainly not up at its all-time highs. The all-time highs it was 2021, and that was sort of pre-COVID after the first belt of COVID. And I'll just try and pop it onto the max. So yeah, here's our first belt of COVID, and here's sort of January 21, and that's sort of where the market has hit its highs. So as you can see there, about 13,500 points. So obviously we're way away from that, but that can also happen. Also when it tests the whole numbers like that, and especially big numbers. And you can also see that quite often, if a market moves away from these moving averages, which it had, you started sort of getting a divergence away from it, quite often a market will come back closer to those, sometimes even just skim it, and before it rallies again. What is going to play out, I do not know. No one knows the answer to that, but these are sort of just some indicators that I keep an eye out just to make sure that we're still good to go with investing into the market. So I hope that's given you some insight and some help for your own trading. And remember, if you do want to pop over and have a look at any trading signals that I'm doing, you're welcome to do that as well. There's a 30-day free trial there. So I'd love you to come along and see what you think. Other than that, if you've got any questions or if you would like me to have a look at a share, then please sing out because I'm happy to do so. So enjoy the rest of your week. If you come back on Thursday, I am going to do a share and review this week, and we're going to do it on Mercury Energy. So until then, have a great day. Cheers.